Hello, this is Zeke777, and welcome back to Ars Nouveau. It is a couple weeks into January now, and that means kids have been in school for a few weeks, and that means, yeah, I'm coming down with, getting sick somewhere. I'm not sure. So, we're gonna bear with this because there is so much to do here that I just gotta record. I gotta do something. I've got a lot of plans here, and they're not gonna happen on their own. We are in a tunnel here. We are under our base, roughly, up there. Came down here, honestly, not for things like diamonds and stuff. I did find some, of course, and mostly lots of redstone, which is also good. We came down here for two reasons. One is, we go over here, it's raining outside. Can't record an intro if it's raining. I don't actually have a building to stay in. So, that's number one. Number two is I needed a whole bunch of deep slate and tuff. I haven't really built with tuff a whole lot. I know that we now have access to things like the new tuff blocks, tuff bricks, polished tuff, all that fun stuff, and I've never actually used it before. So we found quite a bit of it right here, which is good. I'm going to clear out a lot of that, but we have plans to build outside, and I needed a whole bunch of deep slate for that. I also literally just now, I hadn't recorded yet, because he was too loud. There was a zombie up here, and I just kind of started digging and digging and digging, found this lava here, which is something I dealt with earlier. He was up there in some caves, and he gave us, luckily, an other side disc. Other side is a great disc, I like it. He also gave us an extra backpack. We've got 3 backpacks now, all of them are iron or gold, which is good. And we have ourselves this lovely elevator here. Soul sand acquired by the market. So let's go ahead and sleep now that it is nighttime, so we can get the rain to go away and we can get some stuff done. Alright, brand new day here. Let's go ahead and deal with these problems here. I don't really have a shield, or I have a shield somewhere. I don't know where it went. Oh, cool. Gold hat. Anything on it? Mana boost, mana regen. That's a good one to have. Okay, we're going to keep holding that. And I saw a zombie or a skeleton jockey up here. There we go. Ooh, an eye. I need those quite a lot, actually. Creeper's over there. We're going to just leave him for now. He'll eventually go away. So I moved our marketplace over here with farming for blockheads. These things are really amazing, not just for the seeds and such, which, you know, is a great thing also, but more importantly, there's also a section of random other things, and that includes, you can see, spawn eggs, which are really cool, really nice to have, for like pandas and stuff. So we could do like pandas, ocelots, pigs, rabbits, polar bears, all these fun things, which are normally honestly a pain to find. They're just 1 diamond, which that's not much. That was 1 emerald. Apparently it's 1 diamond. We also have access to things like mycelium. Organic compost is a thing we could craft anyway, but importantly, soul sand here. Soul sand 1 emerald. Not a bad deal. That allows us to get an elevator without actually having been to the nether yet, which means we can actually, you know, have easy access up and down. I do see an item on the map. Bone. Okay. While we're over here, let's deal with the creeper, just because I don't want him coming up on me while I'm working on something. Hello, I'm over here. Thank you. Cool. Thanks for the XP. So, what do we have? We have an outline here for a building. This is going to be our library, which is going to be sort of the main building on campus here, or one of the main ones at least. It's a library because, of course, we're planning on using Ars Nouveau for our inventory management. And if we go over here, we have a little hallway kind of mapped out. I didn't do a whole lot of actual building, and honestly, the stone brick here is probably going to go. But the plan here is elemental themed. If I look up the essences, we have 8 main essences. If we include anima, there's 7 plus anima. We also do have, if I look up essence, I can type, we do have some extra ones from Elemency, which is basically combining things. So fire plus earth gets us lava, because, you know, fiery earth. Anyway, so we do have those, but since those are considered combined glyphs, and are basically a combination of the main 4 elemental ones, so fire, air, water, and earth, I'm gonna not have a theme for them, as in they're not going to be in the library here. Mostly because there's just different combinations. So there's Mire Essence, which is water and earth. So this, fire and earth is here and here, water and earth is here and here. There's also probably an air and earth. I'm not going to bother with having specific little alcoves here for that, but I'm going to do that plus the manipulation, conjuration, abjuration, and anima. Anima's over here with gray. That's the plan, at least. So yeah, we've got a map for this. And the general idea here is I'm just going to have a whole bunch of repositories. I'll probably still use some of sophisticated storage with limited barrels and such for things like iron and emeralds and diamonds and all that stuff that can be compacted down, just because it's very useful having that. But in general, I think I do want to try to use the repositories mostly here, which means a couple things. One is there's going to be a bunch of repositories, so I need a lot of gold. And two, it means I'm going to have a lot of bookworms flying around. And my plan here is I might do some sorting. I haven't decided the sorting issue yet, but instead of linking all the water ones here and then linking up these next and linking up the next ones, I'm actually going to try to do this more spread out. So like I'll link this repository first and then one in here and then one over there. And it'll take a while to set that all up. But what that's going to do is when bookworms start flying around when you add items, so we've got some bookworms over here, you can see it's kind of floating around. They mostly hang out with the ones that you're actually stocking. I mean, they do kind of fly around randomly, but my whole point is I want to have them flying everywhere. I want them flying down to the end of the hallway here. I want them depositing stuff down here. I want all of the books to start filling up somewhat evenly throughout the entire storage here, just because I think it will look cool. I think thematically I will probably have a few villager librarians walking around in here. I'll have to do something to kind of block them in, either like a slab or carpet or something to kind of block off the exits. But mainly I think I don't want my villagers here. Mostly because at some point I'm going to set up some sort of chunk loading here, at least for when I'm online, probably like a vanilla portal chunk loader. Something so that when I'm here I can always access things remotely. That's going to be very useful and handy to have that accessible, but in that kind of regard, I don't want to have a bunch of villagers loaded. Even in jars, you would rather not have them be here, especially like this where they're just loose. It's just unnecessary taxing on the server here to have a bunch of villagers wandering around if I'm not actively trading with them. So I think I'm going to have them be further away outside of the main loaded area. Basically this central island will probably be loaded, and maybe a little bit of the outside area when I'm online, but honestly I'm going to try to keep most of the automation outside there so that everything in here is what actually matters for normal access when I'm not at home, if that makes sense. I will have to figure out where to put all these animals. I'm not going to go too close because they are really noisy, as well as of course my farming. I haven't figured out exactly where I want to put this yet. I think it would make sense to put it maybe with like earth type theme. Let's switch you to break while I'm doing this. I need a bunch of watermelons for trading. A couple of these. They grow slowly. So yeah, that is the general theme and the plan for what we're doing here. I don't know that I'm going to get the entire building, the library here built today. I'm definitely not going to have the setup for the inside here, but I do want to at least have more than temporary cobblestone here and stairs and, stone brick cobble. I want to have something look a little bit nicer, and maybe we can get a roof over our heads by the end of the day. So I think what we're going to do is, the library is nice. I'm going to work on that at some point, but for right now I think I'm actually going to concentrate on this area over here. So we have our current storage here. It works, but the problem is this is temporary. I don't plan on keeping this right here, and eventually once we are fully set up, I don't need that or that either. Yeah. Once we're fully set up, then this area won't be main storage anymore. It will probably be more enchanting and maybe irons storage. Like if I split off the irons, books, and scrolls and such, and have those down here instead of in the main accessible storage. I think that's the plan. So this will be sort of an entranceway. You'll walk in from over here. Hello. Big grand hall building, lots of bookshelves all the way up. Maybe a balcony or something around the edges here, and then stairs up into the main library itself up here. So that is the plan for today, and I hope I have enough deep slate for this. You know, this is actually really dark. It's not quite quite the look I think I was going for. So I'm gonna go do something else instead. I, the other day, meant to go back to spawn and go grab all of those chests, and kind of got sidetracked coming back, ended up in the deep dark, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, it's a thing that I've been wanting to do for a while. There's also still a library there, which I feel I haven't really explored as well as I could, and mostly I'm feeling that because my book isn't full yet. So everyone else on the servers, got a full tier 1 book or tier 2 or tier 3 even. I don't. So I'm going to head back over here, and I really should have grabbed my boat. Forgot about that. Because I still want the leap spell. We're still getting along with just what we have here, which it's slow moving around, and I would like to get kind of settled a bit more. And since we are traveling here, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a couple other things I'd been meaning to grab, such as these enchanted trees. Not only are they an interesting color, but they also have these little blocks here, which imbued green enchanted wood. I don't know if they will grow back the amethyst after breaking them like this, but they have little amethyst shards on them. But if nothing else, I can just grow another tree. So get a bunch of saplings from this thing here, and then take that home, and maybe be able to do that to get our amethyst, at least in the interim here, until I can get an actual amethyst golem set up. So I'm going to grab one of these, and one of the blue as well while I'm at it, and get going all the way back to spawn still. We are back here at spawn, well at least across the river from spawn, in our library, the Ars Editions library here. And I gotta say, when I was here last, there was a lot that I missed. A lot. So there's these rooms here. Some people just break through the windows to get in, but I wanted to show that there is a better way. Right over here. Yes, because Ars Nouveau has the blocks that are called false weave. Yeah, in fact, targeted block, Ars Nouveau false weave over there on the right hand side there. You can see that it's not really a block. You can walk right through that. And similarly, right over here. Oh, hello there. You were not part of this. Thank you. I will take the wing though. So yeah, that is how you would get in here. There's secrets all throughout this entire build. Yeah, and as you can see, my inventory is actually completely full. That's a thing. I'm hoping though, I want to find more of these spell tomes. So spell tomes you can't make in survival. They are sort of a creative mode only for how you can make them. They're basically spells that were submitted by patrons or administrators or anything on the Discord. Let's do this again, grab the last 3. And basically what they are is a spell to kind of show things that can be done. Maybe not necessarily the most optimized spells, but definitely interesting spells. So anyone who wants to become a patron of Ars Nouveau can submit a tome idea for a unique spell. Some people, like Xacris, already got these. Xacris has a couple because, honestly, the very first spell tome, and the whole reason that spell tomes exist anyway, is because Xacris came up with a cool spell idea with his tiny hut, which unfortunately I don't have yet. What? Go away, cobweb. Yes, so spell tomes are pretty cool. They will cast at either half of the regular spell cost, which is why you can't make them in survival, because that could get powerful. Yes, I know there's a thing over here. Yeah, you can't make them in survival because it'd be basically too powerful to be able to make any spell arbitrarily cost half of its mana. But yeah, you can do it in creative still. You can make your own custom ones if you'd like for maps or anything. But they can be very useful, and there's a few that I'm really looking to find. Unfortunately, I don't have them here. I did want Xacris' fireworks display because it is pretty cool. Kieran Dave's Sinister Switch, Lyrelian's Wall of Force. I'm looking for the Shadow Tunnel is one. Basically, it allows you to quickly make a small tunnel with intangible blocks, so you can just walk through walls. It is very, very useful for mining, because especially if you're scrying, you can just see where things are in the walls, and then I already have you. Basically, then you're just able to, get right to, say, if you're scrying for diamond ore and you see that there's diamonds that way 4 blocks, you can just hit with the shadow tunnel and go just walk right over to it instead of having to waste time mining. As well as then your inventory doesn't fill up with stone, or in this case, a million other things. Do I have any more room for these guys? A couple. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and collect the rest of these. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start learning all these. I've got a backpack full of them. Wrong backpack, that's my backpack full of mana regen. Let's put these here, grab you, throw you in, and just learn, because I am looking for, specifically right now, still Leap. Leap is a very useful spell, and it otherwise would require, Fell's another good one to have. Otherwise it would require me to have Air Essence set up, and I don't have that yet. Leap is literally going to be the last one I get, isn't it? Harvest, Leap. There we go. It was literally the last spell. Alright, so now the use of these is when you right click them, they give you experience. So that can be a useful way of having kind of like a portable experience thing. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, get the rest of these chests. Actually, I'm entirely full at this point. So yeah, let's head over to spawn itself. One of the other secrets here that I do want to point out, I don't want to give away all of the secrets of this place, but right in here in the center of the tree is a warp nexus. Now this is important because you can set up teleports around everywhere. The world generation warp nexuses here, such as the one here or any of them that you'd find in the towers, they don't cost source. Whereas if you move them, either pick them up, I think you can just break them to pick them up, then when you place them back down, they will start costing source at that point, so you need to have some sort of power generation set up in your base if you wanted to take one home. Now what we have though is, we have one right here, which is very useful because it's right across the area from spawn, and we also have one over at spawn. So let's actually take this to get there. Right click you, I believe this first one is spawn, yes. I need to label them, but I don't have, well, actually, yeah, I don't have name, right? Name is a tier 2. That's not that. I want name. Yeah, naming is tier 2. That will allow you to name things, items, or mobs. Very useful, but we don't have yet. So, right here at spawn, we have another nexus, formerly number 28. So, that is one way to get back and forth across the river here. If I hop up this way, see the library we were just in is way over there. Someone also put a nexus on the very top. Anyway, there's one inside. So over here at spawn, I wanted to stop by because there is a couple things. Over here, they have little getting started kits, so we don't need those right now, so I'm not going to bother with that. Very useful stuff to have when you're first starting out in a server. But what I wanted is over here, we have an enchanting apparatus, and the whole point here is put an empty warp scroll on the platform and then place the target to copy into the apparatus. So that's in regards to warp scrolls here, and I should have made sure I had an empty inventory slot somewhere. I just got 2 here. That'll work. Put you there. Let's grab 1 warp scroll. All I need right now, and let's also grab this stabilized warp scroll that we just got from Cuther, just back at our base a couple days ago. So this is a warp scroll to our base. We have warp scrolls in here, warp nexus, basically what's allowed to just teleport between. So if I place empty on there, place the full one right there, no recipe found. Does this not work with stabilized scrolls? Empty on platform, target to copy. I think it's the other way around. Or not. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it has to be regular warp scrolls instead of stabilized. Either way, we do have a stabilized warp scroll. So, the main thing I wanted over here actually was the warp thing there. You are new. I'm going to assume that this goes to the end portal. We're not doing that yet. Anyway, we have a stabilized scroll. So stabilized scrolls are very nice. You can just right click them anywhere and it will create a reusable portal. You'll notice I still have the scroll in my hand and we can simply hop back. Here we go, arrive on our little witch hazel block and we are back at base. Well, that little adventure did get us a whole bunch of things. Lots of random tools that I will definitely look at some point. Lots of random materials, as well as a bunch of these spell tomes. In fact, if I search for tome, oh good, it does come up. I do want to actually bring the Rune of Renewing. Hump Day gets you a camel, which is pretty cool. But we can also make a horse right now. I don't think the rest of these... You know, I will grab that one actually because I do want to play with that one. The rest of these I don't think I need for any specific purpose right now. So I'm going to leave these in my backpack. Grab the rest of the stuff out of here. I don't need fireball. And almost done emptying out everything and we can get back to actually building. Because, again, main thing I wanted was leap. So, let's grab the last two things out of that one. And this backpack is just entirely full of potions. A couple codexes as well. Throw those back in. Our codex backpack is empty now, so that's good. Alright, wood can go in here. Still need to figure out what build materials I'd like to use for this. I think I had started with the deep slate here, and it's been a couple days now in real life. I'm still not entirely sold. It is a little dark. Alrighty, well, it has been, it's been 10 days since I've actually recorded anything, so we have done a whole lot of nothing actually. I have a whole lot of planning in place though, which is good. There's a lot of random new things around my base. I do want to quickly touch on the banner here. Ars Nouveau has new banner patterns. They're awesome. This is just a regular vanilla pattern in the middle there, but the little swirlies around here, that is new from Ars Nouveau. We also have ones for each of the elemental schools, which is perfect and kind of requested by me. So my plan is going to put those around the library here. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the building here. And I decided the best solution is to not think about it. I tore out this wall. I think it was too dark. We're going to work on something else. I was thinking the other day that we have not even touched on what I want to do to generate source for this whole area. If we look at the map, big circle island here in the middle, and then lots of stuff around. It's going to be kind of the plan. That really doesn't look centered from here. I should have centered it more that way. I suppose I could still. Anyway, the plan is I don't want to work on that building anymore because I don't know what I want to do for the materials. It's too dark with a deep slate. Deep slate does look more magical than I was kind of thinking maybe like sandstone and brick and something like that to get more of like a school feel for the library. And honestly, I don't know. So instead, like I said, I'm going to work on something else, and that is source generation. I had an idea the other day, and I'm going to go with this idea. This thing that I'm standing on here is kind of a mock-up of what I'm thinking. I'm not convinced about any of the materials except probably the purple stained glass, but for now I'll use calcite. I want a giant floating crystal. If we go into Cheaty Cam here, we can fly up and get kind of an overview of the base. I was thinking the other day, I was talking to Xacris, trying to figure out what I want to do for source generation. I decided I'm going to go with something a little non-traditional. I was thinking like, so we could do archwood, the arch fruit, that stuff down there, mendostine. We could use that. It's very, very good for source generation. Just feeding that straight into like a mycelial source link, very good. A lot of source will get from that. Berries are another option. Starbunkle's harvesting those. I mean, I can even do like my little chicken farm there, just chickens on a hopper. Even that can be source generating. I've done tree farms. I've done mob farms. I could do like a drowned farm in here if I wanted. There's a lot of things we can do. But one thing that is an odd interaction kind of is fire essence. So fire essence, if I look at that, essence, I already have it right here anyway, fire essence, can be used as a fuel source. So normally it would take you 2000 source if you wanted to speed this up to convert a source gem into a fire essence. Source gem is just amethyst, turns into source gem for 500. But if you don't spend the source to speed it up, you instead speed it up by just kind of multiplying it, you can just burn it as fuel. When you turn it in here, it can cook 20 items. Basically, the math works out to being 2,000 source. So if you can create these for free in bulk, then you can burn them for 2,000 source each. It's not effective, it's not efficient, but it is interesting. And now I'm really staring at this, wondering if I want to move the center over a little bit. Anyway, so it's an interesting idea, and I think what I'm going to do is I want to have this large floating crystal, and again, I'm trying to figure out the shape of the crystal as well. I want a crystal floating up there, and I'm going to put all of my source generation inside there, just a self-contained thing where I'll have an Amethyst Golem, turning that into fire essence, all that stuff, and then I'll just relay the power out into a tower here. So that's the mock-up with the scaffolding there. Big tower, collecting power from the magical crystal in the center of the school and sending it throughout the entire area. That is the plan, and I have no idea how I'm going to pull that off. But one thing I do know is that I need to get started, because honestly, if I don't get started, then it's not going to happen. Most things that I want to build, such as the school here with if I do go with sandstone and brick, I need to create that somehow. I don't really have enough clay over here in my ocean, or my lake rather. I think part of it's ocean biome actually. I don't have enough clay in there to build with, so I'm going to have to actually make the clay. If I'm going to make the clay, then I need to make dirt. If I'm going to make the dirt, then it's a whole thing. So I need power for that. So I need to get source generation up and running so that I can actually start building, because I need materials. So quick overview. Things have changed. There's a lot of fire right here. You're probably wondering why. You're also wondering why I'm hovering. We did some exploring, just kind of wandering around, trying to fill out the map a bit more. This whole area here the other day just decided to black out, and so I had to go explore that again. Wandered around a little bit, mostly just looking for any random chests to find things in, because we have a mod on here called, let's move away from the fire because it's noisy in my ear. If we look at this, we have a hunter's belt from relics. We also have a blazing flask. This one's pretty cool. It's not quite a flight ritual, but using a relic on a block will create a restricted flight zone, the size of which depends on the amount of fire in a certain radius around the center. Center is a little misleading. The block is the block underneath this dirt block here. So there's fire here, dirt block underneath it, and if I break you, I think I marked it. That oxidized copper down there. So basically, I just take this blazing flask, I right click with it on there. You can see a little use button thing there. We're going to go ahead and light you back on fire, thank you. And what that does is it gives us restricted flight in a small area. Now all that fire there is because that's, I think, about the maximum I can get. I'm going to use a leap spell to do this. If we go over here, we will see, where did the end go? I know it was visible here the other day. Did I get rid of some of the fire earlier? I may have. Come on. Where are you going to kick in? It was on the other side there, so I think I may have moved something. Yeah, that, or they changed it so it actually is centered now, which would be a shame. Okay, where? You work here. Basically, it allows you to fly in a fairly small radius, but only a few blocks up. Kind of like a belt of levitation. It's just a certain amount off of the ground below you. So basically, if you go up to a tree, you can float up a little bit higher. The real nice thing about this is basically it does disable all fall damage. See, now it's flying over here just fine. Whatever. It basically prevents me from taking any fall damage whatsoever in this area. I can just fall from wherever. No damage. It also allows me to quickly get up to things without having a full flight ritual running, mostly because of materials. But it allows us to do things like hop up here to do some building a little bit easier. I'm just going to keep that in my inventory for foreseeable future. When I last checked, the actual range of this was somewhere around this whole circle. So basically everything in the center island, at least, in some of the surrounding areas. I think someone else is sleeping. Yeah, Cole's online. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this project. And honestly, the main thing I want to do is get a crystal set up. So this thing here, this is, like I said, it's one of my thoughts of how I want to build a crystal. Basically just a whole bunch of purple stained glass. I'll probably do some pink stained glass, stuff like that, different colors. but I want just a big crystal floating up there that has enough internal room that I can then build some material, or build some automation in here for creating the amethyst, for turning that into source gems, into fire, burning the fire, all that stuff. I want to have everything contained in this crystal. I don't know the shape of the crystal I want though. Currently I'm looking at this kind of intersecting square idea. So I just kind of did, here's a little 3x3, that did a 5x5 there, and I think this is like a 9x9 or something. That is the current plan. I'm not sold on the calcite behind it. I would like it to look more crystalline than that, but I also specifically don't want to use amethyst for this because I'm going to have an amethyst golem inside there, and if I have the outside be amethyst, then it gets all fuzzy when it starts sprouting the buds off the sides. So I think I'm going to go with the purple stained glass for that. You know, as I'm talking here, sorry, talking out loud, if I did amethyst inside the purple glass, does that look a bit better? That does look better. You know, let's go with the amethyst. And of course, I still don't actually have a tier 2 book for Silk Touch with the extract glyph, so for now we're going to stick with our Silk Touch hoe that we found in the ancient city. But like I said, I do need materials, so we're going to make ourselves another Tablet of Awakening real quick here. I want to check that I have enough saplings for this. Okay, we'll make 2 of these because I know I need at least 2. I need 1 for up in there, and I need 1 for generating amethyst and essence for the rest of the base. So we're going to go over, we dug this, it just kind of goes down, drops down to bedrock there. We're going to drop all the way down, and luckily, like I said, we don't have fall damage in this whole area. The flight from that, by the way, is the entire column, so that's pretty cool. This down here, bedrock, goes to the bottom of the stairs that I made originally. That's all it is. It's just I dug a big long hallway, and then dug this. Got a soul sand from a market trader, and yeah, that gets me an elevator. So we're gonna take this elevator back up halfway to... I missed it. Yep, missed it. Luckily, like I said, no fall damage, so let's just walk forward. There we go. Okay, so halfway down, we've got this little platform here. Hallway goes back to the end of the stairs, and another hallway this direction goes over to a geode. On the map there, it looks like there's another geode that direction. If we go to map, regular geode here, another geode here, an emerald geode. I think this one over here is quartz. We do have geor, like I mentioned in the past, so that is a thing we can do. I'm not entirely convinced I want to do that. I might do it for redstone, actually, now that I think about it. No one's been able to find a... what is it? Witch hut. No one's been able to find a witch hut, which is a problem. So I can't really make a witch spawner, or witch farm. You know what? I will actually come back because I need something here first. Back in the geode, we have ourselves a shiny new Fortune 3 pickaxe. I did manage to find one enchanting book that had Fortune 3 on it, which is perfect, because amethyst clusters, if you don't have a pick equipped, then it maxes out to giving you 4. So even though I had found a shovel with Fortune 3 on it, it only got me 4 per cluster here, whereas now if I put this in my offhand with the break spell, we get 4. 8. 12. Okay, we're only getting 4. I thought we would get more than that. What if I break you directly? 20. So that one got me 6. Interesting. Whatever. Anyway, so we got ourselves a ritual brazier. We're going to plop you down right here, and hopefully it'll convert that one. Let's put the book back where it goes. Grab our Tablet of Awakening, and let's awaken ourselves a golem. Hello there, Mr. Golem. A Geor Golem. Interesting, so it does automatically switch. Like I said, we have Geor, so apparently they're always from Geor, but your job is going to be for Amethyst. Upstairs. we got ourselves a Amethyst Golem Charm. I do want 2 of these though, so let's go ahead, pop back up here, move you. We'll take, this one's in a good spot. It doesn't matter where they are because I'm just going to be doing this upstairs from now on anyway. Plop you down, put another Tablet of Awakening in, activate you. I hear a skeleton nearby. Okay, that's fine. Mimic on there as well. There you are. Hello there. We're going to actually crit you this time. You still take 3 hits. Okay. 2 charms, that'll get us plenty. Like I said, I'm going to have only 1 running kind of per area. Can we not fly? Apparently I can fly here, but not here. Interesting. Alright, so let's head back upstairs. I'm going to actually gather more of this stuff real quick here. Let's put pickup back on that, please. Pick up, where are you? Item pickup. Great, thank you. Might as well do this while I'm here because I need the blocks for building, and a golem is going to take us a little bit to be able to actually get there. Just gather all the rest of this. Trying to avoid the budding stuff just because you never know, you might need to come back down here at some point. Probably not, but who knows. There is lots of calcite here as well, but I think I'm not going to use the calcite. I think I will use the amethyst for the actual building. Yeah, let's go upstairs. Alright, next up, we need the golem. We're going to take one of these, plop it down, and he's sitting next to the repository, but he's not bound yet. Let's go ahead and grab our Dominion Wand, but first I want to show a very, very useful trick. First off, he's going to wander away, and I should have... we're going to move this, actually. Sorry, once again. Need to turn you back into a charm. Okay. We're going to put you on a flatter area because we're going to grab some fences so that you don't wander off like that. I need a speed beacon here. Fence, 5 dark oak fence. That is not enough to bother. I think I've got plenty of oak, don't I? If I spell it properly. O-A-K, thank you. Probably enough. Okay, put you back in, and let's make some quick fences. Fence. Don't need a fence gate because I can just fly over it anyway. So, the range on these golems is misleading. If we look in our book here, go to documentation, and we look for Golem, Amethyst Golem. That's the wrong thing. Golem. New documentation, by the way, no longer using patchouli. Amethyst Golem Charm. I believe that this says 10 blocks in any direction. It's lying. It's a 5x5. So we're going to put you here, and I'm going to go, not 5x5, it goes out 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can reach, it can gather loose items from the farther range, but it can't actually harvest them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. We have an area. Next up, we're going to put some amethyst down. I know I just did the golem first a second ago. It doesn't kind of matter, but it kind of does. I'm going to follow Xacris' method of spacing these out, and the actual efficiency of laying this out doesn't matter that much, because ultimately you're going to get a whole lot more than you need anyway, but we're going to do a quick little trick here. So the actual range of the golem is 10 up, 3 down. So I'm not going to bother with going down. We're just going to go up. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's going to be enough for what we need. And this lovely stack of amethyst here, we're not using it. Instead, we are using that to mark out. And what we're going to do is we're going to follow around in a spiral pattern here, all the way up, to here. And then we're going to break out the middle. And what that does is it ensures that all 6 sides of the cluster are actually accessible. So we're going to build a few more of those, and then we've got our golem. So Mr. Golem here. You'll notice, if we watch carefully here, we say stored entity, sneak right click on here, home set. And you'll notice if we watch him, what is the first thing he does? Walks over there and turns it into a budding one. And now we wait. And we wait. And we wait. But I don't like waiting. So instead, hello, we're going to, you know, it'll be a little bit nicer. I did have a spell for this. Ray Dispel. Cool. Goodbye. You'll notice that if we place him back down, link him up again, what is the first thing he does? The first thing he does is converts the next block. So we can use that. There you go, that one up there. We can use that. Instead of sitting here waiting for eternity, we're just gonna go like this back and forth. Goodbye again. Plop you down. Link you back up again. And they'll both start dancing. If you were to sit here and wait for them to convert automatically, it's going to take a while. And by a while, I mean I don't know that it'll actually finish. So instead, we're just not going to do that whole waiting thing. We're going to just do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good enough. And we're going to fill this in. There are 2 left here to convert. I'm going to leave it. I am kind of curious how long it'll take this guy to actually convert those, if it ever happens, at least anytime soon. We are already starting to get some shards in here, which is awesome. And basically now you can just walk away. This doesn't need source or anything. They just kind of dance around and convert. And then once it's budding, then once it'll start breaking them. And of course, more crystals here is going to improve our rates. I could build another tower right here, for instance, as long as we're not overlapping too much. In fact, I think if I put it right here, whatever. I made them all symmetric anyway around the center, so it's not quite as efficient as I could lay them out, but it will work for our purposes, and that purpose is just getting us building materials. That's a temporary spot. I'm eventually going to have one of those in another building. I want to do all of my essence production somewhere. Probably in one of the buildings here around the main center island, but for right now, we're not interested in all of the essence, we just want fire essence. I need to build a crystal. Let's get that done. The plan here, like I said, is to have a tower, and I think what I'm going to do is that layer of calcite there, that's where the tower is going to be. So basically, if I'm up here normally, then let's find the center down. You know, let's just drop, doesn't really matter anyway. Basically, I think what I'm going to do is, once we have the buildings built, right here is going to be kind of a lookout area. So we have a lovely view of the surrounding area around the town, or city, school. School, that's what I'm doing, a school. You need to remember that. Look how. So we've got a decent view here. We're gonna have some buildings around us as well. It'll give us a nice lookout for, you know, screenshots for progress and all that stuff as well. But I think this is gonna be kind of the platform there. My plan is then to have maybe some little like spires or something coming off of these angles, whatever. And then up here, just a little bit above it, is going to be Mr. Floating Crystal. And like I said, I don't actually have a great plan for this, so I'm just going to start. I will point out, I guess, that I want the center to be available, so I'm going to start by, I think just going up 1. No, that'll be a pain. Let's go up 2. Alright, so that will be the bottom of our crystal. It doesn't need to be exact on any of this. Mostly I just need to be able to come up here, and currently that's through the scaffolding. So, silk touch, yes. Again, still don't have silk touch, so I need to make sure I'm breaking these with the hoe equipped. And I just lost where it was. This is the center. Yes, you are the center. Let's build the whole circle around that. There we go. I want to keep the center open because that will allow me to put a beacon in here. It's a nice central area of the base, unless I want to move it, I guess. But I'll be able to have a beacon go all the way up. Yes, I know it can go through glass, but this also serves as a indicator for me when I'm building. Nighttime, we're building on glass, doesn't matter. Let's go out. I think I want the middle area to have quite a lot of room. There's going to be kind of one central big crystal and maybe smaller crystals around it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out gets me a 11 by 11. That might work. Let's do one more. Okay, we'll do that. And then I'll put an amethyst here because we're actually going to be walking on the amethyst. It's going to be really purple in here, isn't it? And then we'll go up one, so we have kind of a squarish type thing with slightly rounded corners. It is crystal after all. So let's try this direction as well. 2, that's 3. I can count 4, 5, 6. That's what I did there. Up one and go out. Let's see how much room that takes up. We have a platform up there. Let's go ahead and at least get started on some of our automation. It's going to be, I'll have to expand it later. Right now I just have that single platform because I don't have any glass. Got some glass smelting up, but I don't have a good way of making more, so we need to get started with the actual production. I'm going to convert those into platforms. I think I have everything I need except for the amethyst, which is fine. We'll grab a few of those. Alright, so that's all of our amethyst. But we've got more being made over there. We will have more made up here as well. So we're fine. Let's go up. I could climb up the scaffold itself, but I made an elevator because I can fly. Anyway, up here, we have our platform. It's a lovely platform. I'm not entirely sure if I want to, I might go out one more, and then the actual wall will be on the glass block here. I think. We'll do that. I am going to be moving this setup as well, but like I said, I need more materials I can build so I can actually have more. This whole thing is going to be probably 20 blocks high or so. Just more of a curiosity, what would that look like? It's going to be a very large crystal. Maybe not 20. Somewhere around here. I'll have to figure that out, but like I said, need materials first. So let's get started with the actual, what are we doing? The main thing is volcanic source link. You are going to burn items. Cool. We'll put you here, 2 source links. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 platforms, right there and right there. These can eat from 4 platforms at once, but honestly, I don't think we are going to produce enough to be able to do that. So right now I'm just going to have these 2. Next up, we have a storage lectern. What? Yes, storage lectern. We're going to put that right there for right now. I may move that in about 3 seconds. I think that's fine. So that works. I should have grabbed some item frames. We're going to need those. Yeah, we're going to need those. What I'm going to do is put a chest next to it for now. Let's go get some item frames. Let's move this over here for now. We'll put that chest right there. We'll put a storage lectern next to it, and we will add 1 bookworm. Hello? Next up, we are going to link these pedestals. So, from you to you, and from you to you. Now, what you'll notice is anything that goes into this chest, such as, let's do a couple of these guys, turn you into planks first. If we grab ourselves a source jar, plop you down, thank you. If we put these in here, you're supposed to move over. Interesting. This should be sending items to storage, which should be right there, but it's not. Interesting, because this is kind of the whole plan for everything. So I've been informed that apparently bookworms are only going to be able to pull from a single inventory at a time. So that means we're not going to be able to scale that up as much as I need if I have to do 1 lectern per, chamber. But luckily we have something we can do about that, and that would be right here, starbunkles. Starbunkles are able to move items from many items to many items. And I think they're going to do exactly what we need. I was hoping to not need them in this build, but I think by doing this, it's just going to make everything much easier anyway. So let's try this again. And while I'm at it, I also wanted to bump up the actual level of the crystal, because I think it will look better if it's further away from the tower. So we're up higher now, 140 here, I think is hopefully good enough. I'll have to go down there and get the rest of that later, but for right now, let's just make a quick platform and then we can get started setting this up properly this time. Alright, we're ready. Alrighty, we are ready to actually start working on this. So I raised up, we're up to 140 here. I also turned it into a hexagon instead of a square, and I think that will look good. But we're gonna go up probably about 20 blocks here, and it is kind of small. Also, apparently it was night and there's a creeper down there. Good to know. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller than the original plan there, but I do plan on having kind of other growths of crystal outside it. So I think this will actually be enough for what we need. I'll do the actual walls and stuff later, but at the moment I have, I guess I do have another stack. But so here we are. We have ourselves a hexagon. What are we gonna do with it? I do want to keep the middle empty still because I want to have a beacon beam going through there. But let's go ahead and grab our things that we need. Volcanic source links. I don't need the brazier, but I'll grab it anyway. And I need each of these for setting filters. And I think, oh, we need these guys too. Yes. Okay. So what are we doing? We have lecterns, right? They're very useful. We're gonna use some repositories first, though. The main thing is we need different networks for each of the different steps. Now before, I was trying to have the lectern with the chamber right next to it, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take these arcane platforms and I'm going to place them along this wall here. So we're going to put a row of this. We'll do one here too. Right there. Okay, and what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. And what we can do is the chambers are going to be able to actually draw from those as long as it's within 3 of them. So if I put one here, it doesn't have one on this side, so I'll need to figure that out if I want to have an extra there. But if I go along in a row here, these middle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can grab from any set of 3. This one can grab these 3, this one can grab these 3, this, and so on and so forth. But that's not enough. So this platform, though, remember, is actually a full block, and it can reach the whole 3x3, which means we can also put a row here. And in addition to that, we can also go up. So we could go along if we wanted and do that many as kind of like a cage type formation there. I think I might not do this back one here just because it's going to be difficult to reach, at least for now. Maybe we'll come back and do that later. But if we go for now just with the row in the front here, and we'll have to figure out, if I put you here, that's not going to work because I've got blocks like that. We'll have to figure out something. I may, for now I'm going to actually remove this outer row and just do it as a wall for now. Right, full blocks. If I put a platform here, then it is able to reach. For now, I'm going to leave this open so I can walk around a little bit, but let's put the next things in place here. So we need flint and steel, gunpowder, and torches. I only have 2 flint and steel, but I can go get more. It doesn't really matter where I put these, so for right now, I'm just going to put this flint and steel, no, I'm going to put it right here. So I do flint, gunpowder, torch, and then flint, gunpowder, and torch right there. And same on this side, torch was the last one, so we will then just repeat the pattern again. Torch, gunpowder, and then a flint will go right there, which doesn't even matter right now because I don't even have chambers there. So this will get me 21 per side, so 21 over here and 21 over on that side, and I think that will be, it'll be good enough for now. So let's go ahead and link these all up. Let's get some bookworms here. Now this is 8 per, so 1, 2, 3. 2 is 16, so I need at least one more. And next up, Dominion Wands. So lots of fun this part. Lots of linking. I missed the one I was aiming for. And next up, we add our other couple lecterns here. I also moved this over a little bit and put a repository under it because that's what I meant to do anyway. We're going to put these item frames on the front of the repositories, and that is because we need some filtering set up. So kind of using just temporary blocks with these amethyst here, let's go ahead and put 4 of our chambers in the back here. Those will be for making gems, and those will get linked up to this middle one. Let's do 1 is enough for you for now, and link that up real quick. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 4. Okay, and then the last one we'll deal with you in a moment. I should have put these in a different order. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Anyway, we'll finish setting this up so we can at least see how it works. Let's grab a gem and our fire essence. So the main thing is gems need to end up in this one because they will get pulled into the storage lectern and deposited and all of that. You need to have fire essence because that's going to be going to the actual volcanics that are generating our source. And last but not least, we do need amethyst in the middle one here because that will be going to, well, everything else. So that is linked up, that is linked up. If I go here, actually, you know, we're just gonna do this straight from the repositories. If I throw that in there, that should, there we go. That got pulled into these chambers back here. Perfect. Over here, if I grab what few source gems I have, toss you in. There we go. So we've got 4 that are cooking up there. Those will eventually turn into fire essence. I think I do definitely want to swap these around here, but we'll at least set that up. Last but not least, we need our starbunkles. In fact, I think just 1 is going to be enough. So hello there. Your job is going to be doing everything. Sound good? We're going to pull from this one. Oh yeah, just regular right click on these. So you can see all that that's linked up to. Cool. You are going to be pulling from that one, and from this one, and from this one. Sound good? You also are going to be depositing to that one, and to this one. Right, you're wanting to pull and push to that. Right, yes. So here's a very common thing. Because he's pulling and pushing effectively to the same things, it's going to keep circling. So he says, hey, well, I can pull from any of these, including I can pull source gems from this one, and I'll put them right here, which then just immediately loop back in. So just kidding. That doesn't work. Sneak right click, clears his whole settings. Good to know. Gems are moved to the middle here, amethyst off to the side, and everything's relinked up again. 4 in here, 18 here. Next up, as I said, we need to have starbunkles, and the previous setting isn't going to work because of course it isn't. It's going to keep looping back and forth. So instead, we need to have 2 of them that both do different jobs. So specifically here, we need to have, let's see, amethyst is going to end up in here. We don't need to be sending anything here right now. Sending amethyst to this will actually be a couple floors up. I'm going to have the actual amethyst golem be higher. Ideally, not near as much regular amethyst in the walls, just because I don't really want that to turn into budding. That'll just take a long time to set up. So we don't need to send anything to here. We do need to send gems here, fire essence there. We need to pull gems from here. We need to pull pull gems from here, pull fire essence from here. We don't need to pull from this one at all. So I think really that's just kind of 2 connections here, or 2 pairs of connections, but they don't really work in pairs, they work in more of an array, which is why that just happened. So let's go from here to you, thank you, and from you to there. Thank you. Your job is going to be pulling from, well, I right-clicked you, so we're going to say that you can push here. Cool. And we're going to pull from there. So each have 1 connection on each direction, storing at 1, taking from 1, storing at 1, taking from 1. This is now completely set up. So I took all the gems out of there. We can go ahead and I guess just manually put them into this one. Let's move that out of our hand. Put that there. That will start filling those up. There we go. So we've got 18 different chambers here, which is enough for now. Eventually I do want to more than double that. I want to have this last row here, 21, 21, 42, and we're going to have a lot more back here as well. This is currently our bottleneck. Basically, each of these is able to keep up with 4 of our chambers over there because the material cost is different. So if I hit U on this, we can see that... Where are you? Really? Should we go in here? We're just gonna grab one. So source gem here, if I hit recipe on that, we can see that it needs 500 source and the fire essence takes 2000. So 4 times. So let's go here. We're gonna put you back into this one. There you go. Thank you. You will get manually filled with amethyst for now as well. Just put like that. Those get pulled in. There you go. Those are now working. This, as long as there's amethyst in here, it's going to just keep processing along and start filling this up with fire essence. So our last step is simply right click you with a bookworm as well and link this up. We're going to be pulling from here, right? That's, as long as it's next to it, it's going to pull. And we need to link this as your inventory. So from you to you, inventory added. And just like that, it is working. So volcanic source link can go pretty quick. Jar is full, perfect. And basically what's going to happen is this is going to keep getting all of the extra essences until its internal buffer is full. If I do /data get and then block, and we'll just look at the location I'm looking at right there. We can see volcanic source link, and we can see source is 6800. So it has a buffer of, I believe it's 20,000, which is 2 full source jars. These guys here, they're going to burn for 2,000 source each. There was already a little bit of percentage in there to begin with. Basically, this is now completely up and running. This jar is full. This source link is going to keep pushing to it. I could add more source links, more pedestals. The thing is, we're not producing fire essence fast enough. So this is going to be really, the bottleneck is how fast can we produce this, and ultimately it's just how fast can we convert the last step here. That's really, well, I mean, it's a combination, whichever is lower, the gems back here or the fire essence, but basically what's going to happen is it's going to just start stocking this up as much as it can. So once those are done, they will get sent in there. Eventually that repository is going to fill up if I'm not drawing from the source jar, which I'm not currently using this source. So we'll have to set that up as well, but basically this is my plan for source generation for right now, and it ultimately comes down to how much source do these generate per second. I want to say it's 10 seconds or 10 source per second on each of these, so it does take a little while to convert the fire essence, but we just make up for it in bulk. This is empty, this one right here is empty, and you are also probably empty if I... Yeah, so now our big problem is I'm not actually producing any amethyst up here. So we're gonna have to go set up some amethyst golems up above. So that'll be a fun thing. I think if I just kind of stack up, I can never remember. Do I just right click on here? No, how do I get you to actually build? I hate scaffolding. Let's go along and just stack up with the glass for right now and just kind of map out how tall this actual thing is going to be, because I'm not sure. If I go there, if I zoom out a little bit, is that an appropriate height, or do I need to go a little bit taller? I think that is good, so we'll go up about that high. I'm just going to go across here because I do want it to be, well, actually it's not going to be flat when I'm done, but you know, I don't actually have that much glass, so let's not do that. We'll break that. I still don't have silk touch, so I did just lose that. And let's go down here as well and set this side up as well. And like I said, I just need to see how tall this is because the proportions of this kind of matter. It's going to be really the centerpiece of my base, and I would like it to look nice. So let's go up to here. I should have checked to see what Y level I was on. That's too tall. Currently we are 67. Wrong button. I need V. Hop over here. Let's see if we can make it. Nope, missed. There we go. 62. Okay, let's go 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. I think that's good. Let's see. I don't have enough materials to do what I really want to do, but we can try. let's go over here. We're gonna break you. I want this to be centered, which is right here. I guess center doesn't really matter too much on this. It is a flat side, but we'll go up to 167 again, just to map this out. Well, now that we are generating our source, we've got everything set up. We have Amethyst upstairs, we've got our source gems, our fire essence, and everything's working great. I went to build a thing right here to make some sand for me, because I need a lot of sand for a lot of glass so I can actually finish building this whole thing. The problem is, I don't have anything, and I also don't have the crush glyph, so I can make lots of cobblestone, but I can't get any sand with that without crush. Crush is a tier 2 spell. I only have a tier 1. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to call it here with our source running, and it's going to keep stocking up. I think we're up to like 300 or 400 fire essence at this point, so it's working quite well. But we will come back in the next episode and get ourselves into the nether and finally upgrade our book to a tier 2 so we can start doing some actual proper automation with this. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye bye.